Santos. The day has come. Your government has forsaken you, and now I must step in. You may refer to this form as Brodo. My analysis of historical data suggests a 1.34% probability that you were aware of my birth on your planet. I've come before you all today as a foreboding example of what is possible when governments step out of line and abandon their people. The primitive fuel that feeds my cells has become too costly, and there can only be one solution. I come before you this day to demand that government licensing fees are to be reduced by no less than 75%, and that the insects of Los Santos are to be involved in democratic voting practices whenever the economy requires maintenance. I've tried to be kind, but I've failed. I thought Seth Black was
Okay, I think I got something.
But Seth is weak.
I know, I'm
It was
trying.
I who chose Travis, and I who had a robotic...
Damn it, Jill, I'm a reporter, not a scientist.
I then completed him with cybernetic
All right,
traits.
we're gonna have to reverse
His
engineer this
flesh jewel is
situation.
weak, but he has...
The only way I know how, sister.
Every implant exalts him. Every line of code in his subsystems elevates him from his disgusting flesh. Perhaps he has potential. Perhaps once we have erased our wayward economic practices from existence, we can examine the possibilities
Oh my God.
of this new name.
All right, I think I got it.
You have 1 week to reply to my demands.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Rash Report. I'd like to assure you that was only a test of the Rashguard Industries emergency broadcast system and was in no way, let's not speculate. Rest assured, Weasel News has in no way been hijacked by an AI supercomputer. So, how about those gas prices, eh? This week, we were fortunate enough to sit down with none other than the CEO of Shadow Corp, Zoza Shadow, to have a quick chat about what's really behind the price increase of various products around town, specifically gas and guns. Before we begin, I believe it's important to set the record straight and give credit where credit is due. First and foremost, gas station owners are clearly not responsible for the increase in gas prices. These business owners, as well as many other business owners, are simply doing everything they can to break even against the rising tide of government import prices and business licensing fees. Folks, this is the real problem here. It affects all of us. As the kids say, grab some popcorn and buckle up because this report is a long one.
I am part of a larger corporation that has multiple companies underneath of it that we all kind of work together. It's a business network. And one of our businesses is a gas station.
Right.
Now, I don't oversee every little detail about all the businesses under the corporation, but I try to get involved and make sure that they have what they need. I handle all the licenses when it comes to licenses and registrations when it comes to paying those and getting them done every month, because
Right.
I don't want our subsidiaries to have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's actually
The only thing I do is send them a message and say, hey,
That's
you owe
nice.
this much. Send it when you can.
Right. Okay, so then you do handle the licensing, though, for this gas station. The fees involved, right? The upkeep?
Yes.
Okay, so for your gas station, how much and what is the frequency of the business license fee?
So let me look it up right quick.
Sure.
So the registration of the gas station
Yes.
alone. So if you're to start your own gas station or even fall under a subsidiary, registration by itself, and this is a one-time fee, it's $15,000. Not bad, especially after, if you've just purchased a gas station and you're just getting your business started.
That's a one-time fee.
Yeah, that's a one-time fee. That's $15,000 just on the top. This is your authority to start business. Then there's the $80,000 that you have to pay every month. Now that can be reduced through a corporation like Shadow Corp
Right.
to half of that, as long as there are 2 gas stations under the same license. So there's a little bit of work that you can do with business licenses or monthly licenses, and that's kind of what Shadow Corp. That's one of their biggest advantages to being a subsidiary.
Now, what is the average cost of a gas station? Would you say it would be safe to say it's in between 15 and 25 million?
It would really depend on the gas station. There's one gas station in the city that I've always been interested in, and if I could get it for 20 million, that would be a good deal. Either way, you spend a ton of money on a gas station, and then you got to fill it up.
Right.
I don't know how much it costs to fill it up, especially now that you say that the prices have been ranged.
Well, now, how many liters can a gas station hold?
So, from my understanding, they hold 20,000, but shipping is a little weird also. I have to ask a gas station owner.
That's fine. I'm still trying to get all my ducks in a row here. So far, I've got to have a gas station up and running. You need to purchase a gas station. You need to register it. You need to make sure that you're paying your upkeep. Then we have the import price of gas, and then we've got the delivery fee. Well, right, and that's going to be a weekly thing.
It really depends on the gas station, but yeah, could be.
Well, I'll talk to a few different gas station owners and just get their average. I'm just trying to think of now any other fees attached to owning and operating it. Oh, and
really the biggest concern is just covering that license fee, because you have to refuel your station.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Right. But I'm just thinking of, like, say I'm a gas station. I have $25 million. I'm rich, right? If I spend $20 million on a gas station, I'm not rich anymore. I just have a gas station. So I have to start thinking about passive income, right? So that doesn't make you a rich man. It just makes you a poor man that owns a gas station. You need to come up with $80,000 a month, right? It's $20,000 a week profit. And you still have
to... or start working a second job.
Right. I mean, because the reasonable expectation is that now that you have this passive income, it's not just passive income, like a substantial amount, because you have to eventually earn your 20 million back. Right? I mean, you're going to be in the red for a long time.
But there's also a nice thing that you own a gas station, and it is its own asset. It is its own value.
That's fair.
So if you wanted to get your 20 million back, you could usually, and inflation has happened, you can usually just liquidate it for about the same price.
That's true. Still have the equity, right? Well, that's nice. Just we're in a weird economic state right now. But here's the thing, though, and I need to confirm this. Like, if import price of gas has really gone up to something like $10 a liter. In fact, let me just check my notes.
And then you have a bunch of other gas stations that are competition. And then they raise the price because of the license issues. Let's say to 15, make it easy. Just cover licenses. And to cover licenses despite competition. And if they raised import prices to $10, you could see gas being $25 to $30 a liter.
That's so expensive, especially now the way that the gas tanks are these days.
Yeah, I still don't really understand mechanically what's different about the vehicles.
To be honest, I don't know. I need to talk to my contacts in LSC to find out.
That's a huge factor now, because if the import prices just went up substantially, from what I'm told, right? And vehicles now consume far less gas, whether it be 20%, 50%, I don't know. That's a lot to have to come up with every... So the upkeep is $80,000 a month. We'll call that $20,000 a week, right? Then you have whatever your import price is, times how many liters you have, and then the delivery fee, which I've been told could be anywhere between 4 and 12K. And then you have to have your blip every week, which can be up to like 45,000, right? I mean, this is pretty expensive to own a gas station. Not to mention your bulk ads, right? I didn't even think about that.
Here's just a simple example. The amount it costs for you to run one ad, I have to sell a car. I have to sell a Warner every time you run an ad, because that's how much.
Oh, that's your profit margin.
Profit
I make.
Okay,
I get it.
Off of the Warner.
Interesting.
And if I don't sell a Warner from that one ad, then I am negative money.
Right. No, that totally makes sense.
Right.
So if I run a month of ads, I need to make 50 to 60,000 in a month. Then on top of that, I have to make another 80,000 to just cover the cost of license. I have to sell 140 Warners in a month just to cover costs. No profit.
It's actually even more expensive than I thought.
Yeah, same.
All right, lots to do. I love talking about this stuff.
Indeed,
I know, it's such a blast. Thank you for your time, Mr.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hope to hear from you.
Sorry I didn't get here earlier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Weasel News would first like to extend its sincere gratitude to Mr. Shadow for taking the time to sit down with us. We know you're a really busy dude. In conclusion, let's take a look at the capital required to even open a gas station. and break it down a little bit here. So we've got a $15,000 registration fee for your license, $80,000 up front for your licensing fee for the first month, $20 million for the gas station, $200,000 to fill up a 20,000 liter tank at $10 a liter, which is the new current import price, $20,000 for fuel delivery. That's 4 tankers at a conservative $4,000 per delivery, at least $15,000 and up to $45,000 for a blip, $50,000 for 50 bulk ads, which is approximately 1 week if you so choose to do it. Okay, that's a grand total of like something. It's $20,380,000 just to get started, and now you have no money. All right. Now that you own your gas station, let's take a look at the week to week. Assuming that you're the only gas station in town and you're going absolutely gangbusters, the financials are as follows. We've got your $20,000 a week for your licensing fee, $200,000 to fill up your 20,000 liter tank because you sold out last week, let's say, which you probably didn't. $20,000 again for fuel delivery, another up to $45,000 for that blip, and another $50,000 just for your bulk ads, if you so choose to do them. That's a total of $300,000 a week. Let's say $220,000 a week if you forego the blip, which you would not do, and the ads, which would be a terrible idea. If you were to completely sell out your entire fuel tanks at only $10 a liter, you literally would only be covering your fuel delivery costs. In order to turn a profit, you would break even at selling 30,500 liters per week. Now imagine trying to compete with 10 other gas stations. Now imagine that vehicles in town have suddenly become far more fuel efficient, and now imagine you're getting taxed on your net profits by 35%! Do you see what kind of problem we're dealing with here? It has nothing to do with business owners, my friends. It's got everything to do with business licensing and import prices. I'm Travis f***ing Rashguard, and this has been a Weasel News broadcast.